Hello! Today we're going to be doing an earring blitz featuring these 3 Halloween mixes. I'm super excited. I'm just going to wait for a few people to jump on. Hello, we're just waiting for a few people to jump on. We're going to be doing a ton of earrings today. So excited. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi, Ebony. How are ya? Hey, Roberta. We're just waiting for some people to join. Hey, Katie. We're going to be doing an earring blitz today. Hi, Debbie. We're going to be making, I have 6 pairs planned out. I don't know if we'll get to 6 in the hour, but they're all going to be featuring these Halloween 2021 mixes. We're going to do just one with the Vampire Love Story because that had its own video earlier in the month. Hi, Erla. And then we're going to do a lot with the Day of the Dead and Fright Night. So, hi, Bonnie. We're just letting some people join, and then we'll get started. I'm good. I'm having a good day. Today in Arizona, we've had rain all day, which is kind of a treat. We don't really have it very often, so I put all my plants outside so they can get watered. I'm going to throw a link in the chat to some of these items in case you're interested. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside. We're going to actually do some pre-work for 2 of the pairs of earrings. So I'm going to set these aside. The first one, we're going to, it's gloomy in Louisiana, not Louisiana, you said LA. I see LA and I usually think Louisiana, but you're talking about California. Hi from Kentucky. Regular fall day in Georgia. Nice. So with this earring, or actually with 2 earrings that we're going to set up right now, I'm using some E6000 scrap paper and a toothpick. Kind of just going to, hi Fern. Hi from South Florida. I'm going to push out some glue onto my paper. We're not going to need very much, and I might need to, that might dry a little too quickly, so I might need to put some more out. Hi, Sandra. So I have this little charm, isn't it cute, from Fright Night? But we're going to alter it. So I'm going to very carefully take my clippers, my nippers, I should say, and cut off the loop. And I'm going to do that on both sides of that loop. Being careful not to cut the rest of the charm. And you can trim that up, or you can use a little, maybe like a little nail file and sand off the little barbs, the little nibs, but we don't need to do that today. And then I'm going to take my my toothpick, and I'm just going to put it in my glue. We don't really need a whole lot, but you want to use E6000 or something that's going to be able to glue glossy to glossy, because this is, it's just metal. It's not something fibrous that's going to soak in the glue. And then we're going to take, got some visible there. Clean that up a little bit. Just a little bit on the back of the kitty. We're going to take this bead. Oh, Bonnie's in surprise. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's not very far from me. And I'm going to put it on my rectangle and just put them like that on a little angle, kind of hanging off a little bit. And I'm going to let that dry as long as it needs, mostly overnight. So I've already done this in preparation. I did one overnight because I knew we wouldn't be able to get it to be dry today. So I'm going to set that guy aside so nothing bangs into it. And then I'm going to do the same thing for our second pair of earrings that I want to get started. We're going to use this big skull from Day of the Dead. Yes, that rectangle is from one of the kits, Roberta. This big skull, very thin, very lightweight. And I'm going to take 2 of these flower metal beads from the Day of the Dead kit as well. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dot some glue onto the back of each flower, just like this. Now this will be pretty easy to dry by the time we're ready to make something with it in this tutorial. And I'm going to make sure there's a right side and a wrong side for this. It just depends on what you want. Like I like the side that has some of the detailing. And I'm going to drop this flower right on his eyeball. Just like that. Press it in. And that glue, you're going to have to glue this or dry it upside down because that glue will come back through the back of the bead, through the back of the pendant. And we're just going to do that to the second bead as well. Put some on the back of our flower. And then turn it back over and drop on his second eye. And push that in. Just like that. So now he's got two flower eyes. So cute. And I am actually going to put a little bit of glue on the back. Although we pushed it through, it's going to kind of cement that in there. And I can clean that up later if I need to. I went a little crazy with the strings there. So we have the beginning of two pairs of earrings, but we always want to get that out of the way so it can have a little bit of time to dry. I'm going to take the other end of my toothpick and clean that up a little bit. Here we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to set him to the side, or her, whichever. And we'll get started with our first pair of earrings, which is going to be the one that I've already completed my little cat. So here's the one that's dry. I have some 22 gauge wire in gold. This is beaded-along German style wire in 22 gauge. Okay, I am going to slide my bead onto the wire, and this will probably, I have like two really easy earrings in this tutorial. Hi Mom, my mom just joined. And then I have some more intermediate. Nothing's too hard in this one, so I'm going to go ahead, and we don't need all this wire. I don't know why I have this much wire, but I'll trim it later. I'm going to go ahead, grab my bead, put my wire through. We're kind of making a head pin with the wire, making this into a little dangle or a drop. So I'm going to bring the wire up the back of the bead, and then I will go ahead and wrap around this wire really quickly. It doesn't matter, I cut way too much wire, so usually if you have a smaller tail, that's the one you want to wrap around a larger tail. I'm just going to quickly trim that in the back. Okay, and that's a little loose, so I'm also going to take my pliers and grab my wire and create a kink in the wire. So it looks like that in the back, but now it's not moving all over the place. Okay, so I have a crystal rondelle spacer from the mix. I have this really cool crystal bead. It's like a trapezoid. It's really neat. I'm going to put the wide, well actually, let's see. There we go. I'm going to put that side down, put that on top of my bead, and that we're going to try and get this to kind of sit inside of that bead a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a wire wrap. Okay, and then we're going to reposition our pliers, come back, do our loop. Another thing you could do is before you do the wire wrap around the top of this bead, if you don't have a bead that can sit in, is just go up the whole bead with both wires and then come down and wrap around. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping around. There we go. And we're a little tilted here because this bead didn't go. There we go. Much better. There. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that in the back. And twist my loop. to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the side. And I'm going to twist my loop to the s Grab an ear wire. And there we go. We have a 5, maybe 6-minute earring, not including dry time. So, oh, did I put it on backwards? I did put it on backwards. Let's do that a little bit. Let's flip that around so you can actually see what it's supposed to look like. There we go. There we go. There's our first little earring. Super cute and simple. Okay, so next we're going to move on to, let's see, we're going to do one that's a little bit different. Thanks, Julie. I'm going to use some soft flex on this one. Okay, and I'm going to use this little skull bead, a little moon charm, which I just love these little moon charms. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. A bead cap. Now this is called a culotte or a clamshell. This is just sold at the craft store. Lots of beading and wire, you know, kits, things like that. Thank you, Mary. That's so sweet. A jump ring, and then one of the evil eye beads, and an earring wire. Okay, we also are going to need one crimp bead. Let's spill one out. Okay, so I'm going to take some soft flex, which is just this beading wire. This was sold separately. It also came in the most recent bead box, the September Magical Mystery bead box. It's really nice. They have a lot of different colors of soft flex. So let's see. I'm going to cut. We don't even need a very big piece. And I am just going to take both ends, put them inside of my skull bead, slide the skull bead down until it creates a loop at the bottom. Okay, just like that. And you can decide the size of your skull, the size of the loop at the bottom, but that looks about good to me. Okay, then I'm going to put on my bead cap. We've got a little kink in the wire, so they don't want to cooperate. There we go. We'll slide him down, put a little flower petal on top of our little bead. Then I'm going to put on my evil eye bead. Slide that down, put that on top of our little skull. Isn't that cute? It's almost like a third eye almost. And then I've already opened up the culotte, because if it's any more closed than this, that hole is not big enough to have 2 pieces of the soft flex go through. But I'm going to go ahead and put my soft flex through. Now this is just a different way to get a pop of color in there with the purple. You can absolutely do the exact same thing with a head pin. A head pin will work perfectly for this, but if you want to go a little fancy, you can use it this way. Okay, so I put the culotte down towards the beads, and now I'm going to slide on a crimp bead. If I can find the crimp bead, it's so tiny. There we go. And then I'm going to find my crimping pliers. And of course, slide that crimp bead all the way down to the culotte. Make sure your beads are facing the right way. Make sure your culotte is facing the right way. There we go. And then we'll just flat crimp that little piece right there. Just like that. Okay? Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. So I'm going to turn just a little bit so everything's facing the right way, and then I'm going to close up my culotte. Sometimes and these aren't the best quality, I don't know where I got them, but they're not the best quality. Sometimes they'll break, so you just kind of got to be patient. as with everything else in jewelry making. Now we want to snip our wires, trim them. Okay, try and get a little bit closer in that. Here we go. One more. Whoop. There we go. And then I will just close my culotte. Just like that. Okay. And now I'm going to take my jump ring, open that up, and slip on my charm to the bottom of my skull. I always get questions what kind of tools these are. These are the bead-along multipliers. Just so you know, they have 2 pliers on one, so I don't have to constantly pick up and put down my tools. So then we're going to close up our jump ring. And here's our little earring. Isn't that so sweet? I love him. I wish I don't even wear earrings. I actually wear well, I do wear gold, like solid gold earring ball beads or in my ear at all times, but I did take them out today to put one of these on just to see how cute they were, and then I had to take them off because they irritated my ears. But oh my goodness, I love this pair so much. They make me so happy. They kind of make me think of like a psychic. If you go down a boardwalk and go to a psychic and they have the crystal ball and all that in their shop. So here's our earring. Let me see, it's turned the wrong way. I'm not sure who designed the tool. That's a good question. So there we go. There's earring number 2. Aren't they cute? They make me really happy. Just so you know, I had so many ideas for earrings with these kits that I'm going to be doing a second video just of earrings. So if you don't follow me on Turquoise.Street on YouTube yet, make sure you do so you can check out when I make the earrings. So there's our second pair of earrings. And somebody just asked, what keeps the skull from going all the way down to the jump ring? They are so cute. So just the width of the loop. So at some point, the loop is going to just stay that size, and it just stops the skull from going further down. And Rosanna said, yes, Wyatt designed the multi-tools. That's good to know. Thank you guys for telling me that. I didn't know that. Okay, so we've done 2 pairs of earrings already. I'm going to do another, let's do a little bit more involved one, and then we'll do another simple one. Now, this one I've actually done before in a different video for Jesse James beads, but we're going to do it up a little bit differently this time. So I have some 22 gauge silver German style wire. I have a sugar skull charm, which is super cute. Looks like candy. Love it. I have a big crystal ball in black. I have a crystal rondelle spacer, bead cap, 2 black smaller crystals, jump ring, 2 spacers, and then 4 each of these 2 colors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my jump ring on my sugar skull. Yes, I love that charm, Fern. Isn't it so cute? I love all these charms. These were some really good mixes. If you want to see everything that was in each mix, I do have an unboxing on my channel where I went through everything and kind of pointed everything out. So what I'm going to do is load on my beads. So I'm just going to go from one side to the other. Let's start with the hot pink bead. Then go into a turquoise, the black, another turquoise, the pink, a spacer. Now I'm going to put on my charm, and then I'm just going to repeat that pattern. Somebody who said, Rosanna said she loves the sugar skull. She decided to keep the earrings she made with that. I don't blame you, Rosanna. There's everything in this kit is so cute. The good thing is I can't wear earrings, so I have to share them with others. But I'm going to be doing a bracelet and a few other pieces for myself on my channel very soon with the rest of these mixes. Okay. All right, so now we have all these beads, which is just so cute. I just love those colors together. Oh, look, we made a mistake. Well, I made a mistake. Good thing I caught it before I kept going. Didn't put the second spacer bead on, so let me just do that really fast. That's what I get for talking. Okay, so we got those back on really quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and take this and slowly bring the beads together. So those two pink beads I want to be together. I'm going to go ahead and slowly work those up, making that into somewhat of a loop. Just like this. And we're going to be, we're really going to be finagling this a lot to get it to be the shape that I want it. Now I'm going to put on the crystal rondelle spacer on both pieces, and I'm going to slide that down to our two pink beads. And if you've seen the live where I made the blue necklace and the blue pair of earrings, this is the same design, but I just thought we'd make it a little bit more glitzy for Halloween. Okay, make sure our wires aren't crossed, which mine are. There we go. So here's what we have so far. Next, I'm going to slide on my big crystal ball. Looks like a big golf ball, just like that. And then I'm going to put on the bead cap. You can get both wires. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, it shifts quite a bit. So I just want to make sure I keep it pretty taut while I'm wire wrapping. So I'm going to take the shorter end. It doesn't matter which wire's shorter. Just take the shorter one. And I'm going to wrap it around the longer wire as close down to the ball as I can. There we go. And just get two wraps is fine. It's just hard getting it started when it's coming through the same, they're both coming through the same bead. There we go. Well, that didn't work as well as I thought it would, but we can finagle it down. Plus this will be covered up by the wire wrap that I'm going to create, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go. We'll push this down. Okay, so I really only got it around maybe once, and it's really fighting me, so I'm just going to trim, and then I'm going to wire wrap, and it'll be fine. So we just want to get that anchored. So I have this started. Trim that second wire. You'll see why I say it doesn't matter. We'll have this. We'll create our loop. Yeah, it is fiddly. Especially on live TV, right? And we'll go ahead and move that forward, creating our loop. But this is why I said it really doesn't matter, because we're just going to come over that anyway. So we have our loop on this pulled back to the side. I'm using 22 gauge German style wire. I'm going to go ahead and hold my loop here. and then start wire wrapping. And just kind of go messy. Go messy or go home. So there we go. That's why I said it doesn't really matter, because you can't see it. It's just kind of getting that one wire rooted so you can wire wrap the rest. I'll go ahead and straighten out my loop. There we go. And here is our earring. And let me put on an earring wire. Okay. So here's our, what is this, the third earring already? And he's a long one. There we go. Aren't those cute? I tried these on. I think these and, well, I have 3 favorites. Out of the 6 I have planned, I have 3 favorites, and this is one of them. So thank you. Thank you, Mary. She said she loves the pop of colors with the contrast of the black. So yeah, they're very glitzy. So if you're glitzy glam, this is a great way to get Halloween in your wardrobe. Okay, I'll show you guys all of the earrings again at the end. We're already on pair 4. Yes, we're on pair 4. We're moving at a fair clip. Okay, so this earring is the only one that we're using the Vampire Love Story with. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Lynn. We've got this really cool talon. I don't know if it's from a bird. I don't know if it's from a dragon, but I just love it. There's a lot of texture going on there. I have this bead frame, which I'm not actually going to use as a frame today. And I have a crystal rondelle and like blood red. I also have 2 head pins. Oh, thank you, Bonnie, and an ear wire. So it's going to be pretty, I hope it's going to be pretty easy on this one. But we're going to make this into a link using our 2 head pins. So I'm going to put 1 head pin through and make sure we can get that in there. And I'm just going to create a simple loop here. Okay, so put that through, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than I normally would do a simple loop because it's going to be connecting onto our charm. Okay, and I'm going to pull that up and pull that around. Just like that. Okay, so then the second piece, thanks Pam, I am going to put my head pin through the link, pull that out, there we go. I'm going to put on my crystal rondelle, and then I'm going to wire wrap this. Now it can be a little bit more difficult wire wrapping head pins just because some of them just seem to be tougher than regular wire. So take your time. If you don't want to wire wrap it, that's totally fine too. All you need to do is just do a simple loop. So I'm going to pull this around. And I think I'm just going to do a couple wraps with my pliers. So instead of trying to do that with my fingers, I'm going to grab the end with my pliers. Sometimes when it's more strong like this, I can't get a good grip with just my fingers. Thanks, Mary. Okay, I'm just doing 2 little loops, or 2 little wraps. Oopsie. Okay, I am just going to snip that right there. And actually I'm going to try and tuck that in a little bit because I didn't get it as close as I wanted it to. If you don't get it as close, just try and tuck it a little bit so you don't snag on your hair or your clothing. And then I am just going to hook on my little bead here. So I want to make sure this is facing. So there's the front. I want to twist this a little bit. There we go. Open up our link. Slide that on. And then here is our next earring. I'm just going to find my ear wire. Just like that. Maneuver that to be facing the way you want it, and here is our next earring. I lost count. I lost count on how many earrings we're at, but here is our next pair. Isn't that so cute? And if you're really into like fantasy books or anything like that, animals, these would be perfect all year round. They don't have to just be Halloween, but I thought, you know, they're a little spooky, so we can keep them in there. Yeah, I am an earring making machine, Mary. Thank you. So I think that's really cute. Okay, so we're on 1. I'm counting because I don't remember. 2. My goodness. Each one's just as cute as the last one, for sure. 3. Okay, I have 2 left. So we've made 4 pairs. And 4. The twin to that one is to be made still. So, okay, so we're at 4 pair. We still have 2 left. The next one, we're going to use some tassels. And I know you're like, what? Brittany doesn't use tassels. Well, I actually like all 4 of these together. So these were the 4 tassels that are in, thanks, Katie, the Day of the Dead mix. I grabbed, of course, a turquoise skull from the Day of the Dead mix. Couldn't stop at making more turquoise. I have a bicone, a few jump rings, crystal rondelle spacer, a bead cap. I'm trying to get the glue off my fingers. A head pin, I'm sorry, an eye pin. And I also have a length of some chain reaction. Thanks, Pam. That's so sweet. And a couple more jump rings. Yeah, Fern, I felt the same thing. You know, she said the last ones have a little bit of royalty to them. They kind of remind me of like a fantasy book of like royals and dragons or something, you know, something fun. So this is the chain reaction I used. I just, you know, cut off some crystals and used a length of the connectors. I think they're really cool. So the easiest part of this earring will be us creating a link using our skull. Yes, Pam said she just made some, just did some of the skulls and put some crystals in the eyes. That is such a great idea. I don't know if I have many crystals, but I think that I might end up doing that with this pair. So I'm going to put the skull down. I'm going to put our bead cap down, but I'm going to turn it the other way this time. Our crystal rondelle spacer, and then our bicone. Okay, and then I'm just going to make a simple loop. And yes, you're absolutely right. Lynn said these bead collections would be fun at a beading party to share and learn. You're absolutely right. All right, so here is our first link. Isn't that fun? Doesn't it look like the skull's wearing like a really large crown? So I want the bead, I guess it doesn't really matter which way the bottom of our bead faces. So I'm just going to make a simple loop here. Melanie, hi Melanie. Melanie, we're doing an earring blitz. This is number 5. I've already made 4 pairs of earrings, but the replay will be available later today on my channel on YouTube. So I'm really excited. Plus I have more planned. October is going to be chock full of Halloween stuff. So especially using these mixes because there's so much in them. You end up with quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to set this guy aside for a moment, but that's our first link. And while I'm setting that aside, I'm going to put a comment in the links or I'm sorry, a link in the comment. Oh, I guess I don't have it anymore. But if you guys scroll up to the other comments, I put links to these mixes in there. So we have our length of chain, and I am going to start adding our tassels to the chain. So wherever we see like one of these jump rings is where a tassel's going to go, and then on the end here. So I'm going to start with the turquoise on the bottom because I want the tassel furthest from the skull, who is also turquoise, to be the turquoise one. Okay. I'll take the turquoise one, and then we're just going to go work on down the chain. And we're only 40 minutes in, so we made some good time making some earrings today. Next, I'm going to take the orange one. I love turquoise and orange together. Well, I love all these colors together, actually. And then I'm going to go into this tiny jump ring right there and hook in my tassel. Next, I am going to take, I think the, let's see, I'm going to take the black one. Move into the next jump ring. Melanie said she loves to see me use tassels. Yeah, they're the little ones aren't my favorite, but I think when you when I tend to use them, I tend to use a bunch at the same time. I don't really like them separately, but a bunch together I don't mind. And then we'll use pink. Okay. And then I am just going to open the bottom of my head pin. Eye pin. I always say head pin, no matter if I'm talking about an eye pin or a head pin. And my mom said, "How can you do that without glasses?" It's getting harder and harder, I gotta tell you. All right, and I'm being very careful because I don't want the bottom of my eye pin to snap. And I'm just gonna find the end of my links right here and put that on and close that up. And look at that. Isn't that fun? That's like a shoulder duster. And I actually tried this one on today and I was like, oh, I love it. I want to wear it. But my ears just are so sensitive. They can't deal with any weight, and I get keloids if I wear earrings. So I've learned that I can't wear them, but it's so cute. And you can even turn this into like a keychain or something too. So here we go. Isn't this like this is a party in an earring, isn't it? Isn't that just so fun? I love them. And definitely putting in crystals in their eyes would make it even more fun, even more sparkly. So I hope you guys like that. That's one of my favorites. And now we're going to move on to the sixth and last earring. So these are dry enough at this point. Yeah, Melanie, my eyesight's already changing. I know it's different than it was 10 years ago for sure. Julie said she's clutching her pearls that I use tassel. So we have the earring that we started at the beginning by gluing our two metal flowers to our skull's eyes. I just love this little guy. He's so cute. Now for this earring, we're going to be using some head pins. I mean head pins, not eye pins. And I have two different styles. So these two have the ball on the end. And then this one's just a regular flat. I'm going to use another turquoise and then two pinks. And then I have a bunch of bead caps and a Actually, I think I might be missing a bead cap now that I'm looking at this, and a flower. So let me see if I can find another bead cap, because I'm definitely missing one. We'll go into the party mix. Oh, there's one right there. Okay. All right, so I am going to put on one of my pink rondelles. Then I'm going to put on one of my bead caps, but I'm going to put it on as if it's the flowers, like a center of a flower. Isn't that cute? And then I am going to take the flower stem, from what I'm calling it, and then I'm going to put it through one of the holes on my my sugar skull, so it looks like it's in its, well, not hair, but it's like turning into a crown almost. And then to make sure that this stays in the way that I'd like it, oh, actually I wasn't missing this one. I don't need to do that with. So the way that I'm going to make this one stay is by creating a simple loop. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that. And turn it back towards the earring. And we want to get this as tight as possible. So there might be some finagling, might be some trimming. Yeah, I'm going to trim that a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's not really moving around. So we have one on there. Looks like a little hair. So cute. The next one, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Put my pink flower in, or I'm sorry, pink flower center. Put my bead cap. And then this one I actually am going to do a little differently, because if you see, this one had a nice hole for me to do that with. That's why I didn't need a bead cap on the back. But this one has an open area, and that's going to cause like a loop to slide right back through it. So I'm going to capture my bead by putting a bead cap on the back, just like the front. So just like that. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do a simple loop. You could try gluing instead of doing all this if you want. I don't see why that wouldn't work. I'm just really impatient and I don't like waiting for glue to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and trap that there, just like that. So now we have two flowers. Isn't that cute? And then last but not least, we're going to put our turquoise and our orange flower, slide it right through the middle of these two beads. And I'm going to put them, it doesn't really matter where you put them, but I'm going to put them right there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the back, slide on our little bead cap. Oops. I need about 3 hands instead of 2 for this earring. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go. Get that guy in place, and then just do the exact same thing. We'll create our simple loop to hold it in place. Okay, and there is our little sugar skull. So I'm just gonna do something really quickly and just hook them on to our earring wire. So I did try this one on too. So you might want to do a couple things. You might want to create a big beaded dangle, maybe put a bead here to get it to be a little longer, because it looked a little weird sitting next to my face, just facing forward, or you can just turn it sideways so it's facing out. I don't really know how to explain that without showing you it on me, and I look like a goblin today, so not in a good Halloween-y way, so you're not going to see that. But here is our earring, and I did this one backwards from the other. So we have a left and a right. Isn't that just so sweet? Oh my gosh, I love them. They're so cute. So if you had like a Day of the Dead like wedding or something, this would be super cute to do as well. So I would wear these all year round. Actually, I would probably wear any of these earrings all year round just because I think they're all so fun. So let me know what you guys think. I had so much fun. We're at, well, I did it in 46 minutes. We made 6 pairs of earrings. So I'll go through them again. So there's the last one. Second to last. I can't choose. I made them all, so of course I like them all, but you guys tell me which one's your favorite. And I feel like it's a nice collection. If you wanted to sell them, they all coordinate. Well, most of them coordinate. At least these 3 do. You guys are all so sweet. Here we have our spooky fortune teller earring. I really like these a lot too. Here we go. That skull doesn't want to face the right way today. And you like both pairs that had the skulls. I think I made 4 that had skulls. Do you mean the charms? Then we have our little dragon ones. Sue said don't make her choose. That's so sweet. And then we had our cat one. I, of course, don't have the second cat one finished because it's still drying, but I will have it finished later. And I'll post all these pictures to Jesse James Beads later. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for everybody who watched. I'm sorry if I didn't respond to your comment. It's kind of hard reading and doing at the same time. Ebony says tassels are your favorite. She would wear them as hair rings in her locks. Oh, that's really cool. Also like the moon skulls. But anyway, thank you everybody who joined us today. Please check me out on Turquoise.Street on YouTube and Brittany's Beads on Facebook. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.